first thing I wanted to know is, before joining the show, were you a mystery person? Did you like a good mystery?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh, yes. I mean, I will binge watch anything about true crime
Me
or,
too.
and mysteries. I'm always obsessed with who they are and why they did it and how they catch them. So, exactly. But what I loved about Harry Wilde, it wasn't just, and I loved Murder, She Wrote and all those kind of things, always. But what I loved is she was edgy and different, and she was older, but she was behaving like she, just discovered life. It's a whole new life. She was intelligent because she was a professor, but she was changing her whole life around. And I just think she just kind of represented more than just murder mystery. And then the humor. And the other characters that are really funny. And the fact that she thinks she's always right, and actually she usually is.
I noticed in interviews you really connect with how she corrects everyone's grammar, which
That's
I
me.
find so funny, because if I get like a text, the first thing I'm looking at
is the grammar.
is the grammar. Yeah.
Well, the funny thing is that my kids grew up sometimes in England, but mostly in America. And so when I was a new mom, and my daughter Katie was at school, and mothers come and help out, I was given a whole load of their homework to look at, and I started putting big red circles around every single one. And at the end, they said, "Oh, you can finish now." I said, "Well, I haven't finished." I said, "They're all got the same mistake," and of course they were spelling colour and flavour and favourite without the U.
The different versions.
And they said, "Thank you, Jane. It's so nice of you to. Would you like to serve orange juice or cookies or anything other than being in the
You're
classroom?"
like, no, this is my class now.
That was my class. And then my kids, they always tease me, it's like, "Mom, they said, you did that good." "No, you did it well. You did a good job."
Yeah.
Well, and then hanged and hung and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And so we added that, to the character. And we have a lot of fun with that.
I love
because,
that.
when she's just about to be murdered, she will correct you. No, that's the wrong correction.
Like, if you're going to murder me, at least
just quietly, just
correct
get that bit right.
grammar. Yeah. That's so funny. When you guys first signed on to do the show, I think it's such an interesting dynamic between you and Rohan, Fergus. Do you have any memories of building that bond?
Well, first of all, they showed me, because I'm one of the producers as well, executives. So they showed me 3 tapes, and I didn't even want to look at the other 2. I just said, this is the guy. He was incredible. And plus, I couldn't believe it, because his Irish accent was so perfect. In fact, the crew to this day are really distressed that he's actually English, because he never breaks. He does that very specific Irish Dublin accent from a specific street. It's so specific that the crew really believe he's Irish. And he's so talented. But the great part was, when we started working together, it was this chemistry. Mm-hmm. Now, you hear about chemistry on movies where there's a romantic chemistry or a sort of sexual tension thing. Well, clearly this isn't.
Platonic.
But it's this great kind of mutual admiration, love, fun thing that we have. And we have it in real life too. I mean, the 2 of us we actually spend spare time together, whether we're making Harry or not.
Yeah.
They just got it right. And so they really write to that too. And we play it up too. He can finish, and literally does finish my sentences sometimes.
Yeah, I love that. And I feel like spending time together outside of the show only makes the relationship within the show that much richer.
Well, we all do, actually. Kevin Ryan, who plays my son, and Amy Huberman, when she was on the show, I used to see her all the time. She's still a very good friend of mine. So there is this really great kind of family feeling. Mm-hmm. Rose, who plays my granddaughter, I hang out with her all the time. She's a genius, Yeah. She's this is her first job.
Really?
She's a biomedical engineer at Trinity, for real. I mean, she'll come in and we're worrying about a few pages of dialogue. She's got books that thick and has to do finals, and she's a brain box.
That's
a brain
amazing.
box. Yes.
So she's doing them at the same time.
At the same time.
That's
yeah.
That's amazing. That's dedication. Yeah. So you guys do film in Ireland,
Yes.
correct? Yeah. What is that experience like, getting to go there quite often? And
Well, it is absolutely fantastic. I mean, so much so that my family and friends, and actually my Irish friends, think I am actually Irish now because I spend so much time in Ireland. I mean, over the last, how many years? 4 or 5 years, I've done 4 seasons of Harry, Irish Wish, which I did for Netflix,
Yes.
Relative Secrets, so I did for Acorn, and now I'm going to do a 5th season of Harry.
I know,
I know,
congratulations.
it's so
Yeah.
exciting.
So
I mean,
huge, yeah.
I think I live there now, really. I think they'd have to excommunicate me or something. I know all the locals know me. I love, the crew are brilliant, the actors are fantastic. There's such an amazing tradition of theatre in Ireland, as
cool.
well as
Yeah.
film, of course.
I didn't
So
know that.
when you go there and you're making movies and you need someone who does a smaller role, quite often you're getting the star of the theatre.
That's cool.
Without realizing it, and they're fantastic. What's actually interesting too is that there's a lot being made in Ireland, but mostly they bring American actors in to play most of the roles. I think we're one of the few shows that actually uses the indigenous people.
Yeah, the people of Ireland. Yes.
And
yeah.
think about it. How often have we actually seen contemporary Ireland? We haven't. We always see Ireland as England or back in the time, in the old days,
yeah.
or Harry Potter or whatever it is, Game of Thrones. You
Yeah.
see it like that, but you don't see contemporary Dublin as Dublin in real time, and that's a character in its own right.
I did want to say congratulations on season 5 that's soon to be announced.
I know.
Yeah, how do you feel you and your character have evolved since beginning this to now?
Well, I think, when we started, the first episode, obviously you're establishing the why and who and all of that. So it's always difficult in the first one to get it all together. And I think we kind of had a little extra shock value. She was drinking a lot of shots. She drank more than she does now. And she cursed even more than she does now. And she quoted a lot too. So I think we were kind of establishing this is not Dr. Gwyn, this is Harry.
Yeah.
But I think she is much funnier, more interesting. I think I love seeing her character arc of how she deals with her own kind of romances and or feelings for other people, and or need for anyone. She has an arc outside of what she does in terms of crime solving, and I think the side stories of Fergus and Lola and her abrasiveness with her daughter-in-law, and then finding her daughter-in-law actually is quite useful because she's an actuary and actually can solve these puzzles for her. So I think a lot of series are fantastic in the first series, and then the second one comes and it's and then like, oh, maybe we shouldn't be doing this anymore. This one, it just gets better and better and better.
Yeah.
And I have read season 5, and
super exciting stuff
super
coming.
exciting. I mean, I think the other thing is that Dave Logan created Harry. He said he wrote it for me. I'm the only person it was offered to. I said yes immediately.
That's amazing. And
then we kind of bonded and started growing Harry together. And then he brought in Joe Spain, who's the #1 plotter and murder mystery writer in her own right in novels in Ireland. And now the two of them as a pair are just phenomenal.
I loved how you mentioned you loved, Agatha Christie, all the classics, before joining as Harry. If Harry could team up with any detective from the past, is there one that you'd want her to tackle or team up with?
Oh gosh, that's way too difficult. But I mean, obviously Agatha Christie.
That would be fun.
Would be great.
Yeah.
And I've done Miss Marples. I did Miss Marples, and I did Agatha Christie on stage.
Oh, really? That's amazing.
So I did a whole bunch of that back in the day. One of the kind of concepts that I was really interested in doing something about has now been done as an Acorn series, which is the Art Detectives.
Yes, yeah.
And I'm an artist, and I know a lot about the art world, and I just thought, I would love to get you know, Harry into that.
How about a crossover?
I think we need a crossover.
Yeah. And I saw an interview where you said you brought your painting to set.
Yes.
Excuse me. So I think there's something there.
I think there's something there, yes. And I think that's interesting. But, you know, Harry really, I mean, it's about literature, but it's more. It's about movies. It's about songs. It could be about any history.
Yeah.
And the thing that I really love is that once you've watched a Harry, you are intrigued now to read.
Yeah.
You go, really? That happened in that book? Oh, I didn't think about that. Oh, I never realized. So I think a lot of people I meet have actually started reading because of Harry, or at least they're reading the Cliff Notes. You know, it's a start. The AI notes, whatever they're called now. Yeah. But definitely, I get cornered by, you know, every librarian, teacher, writer, publisher. They love Harry Wilde, love it.
That's cool.
And that is cool.
That has to be a really cool impact that, you know, it's leaving for it's like offering that love of reading to so many people.
And also I think sometimes a show is geared to a certain age group, and I know that this age group is probably more kind of middle age up, but I am meeting so many really young people because they love Rohan and Lola, you know, the granddaughter, and they love my character, especially a lot of 40-somethings. You know, they're kind of in the middle of their life and they're going like, wait a minute, she is not behaving like my mom or my grandmother. Like, wait a minute, I want a bit of that, you know, a bit of that sass, you know, and I think that's great.
And I think I listened to the panel and you had said, like, she behaves how every woman, regardless of age, would want to behave. And so it's fun to have that outlet to at least see it. Or
she's an independent, I call her an independent practitioner.
I love that.
You know?
Yeah.
If she is attracted to a man and wants that, that's where she goes. And if it's not working for her, next. Or nothing. Or herself. Thank you. That's the next crime, whatever it is. She's... but what I really love about Harry Wilde is that you actually care about the person that did the murder. Yeah. You actually get an insight into, without, you know, going into a big thing, of who they were and what happened to them maybe, and how and why they are the way they are. And I think that you can only really, you know, that's what made Dr. Quinn really good. In the same way, it's about humanity. It's about the human condition. Yeah. Either when they're behaving really badly, as in a murderer, or when they're a victim, or when, you know, all the stuff that surrounds it, all our red herrings, every one of them has an interesting reason why you actually believe they could be that person, because there's something a little off about them too. I love that. I mean, they're complex characters served up like a souffle. Yeah. No, I love what you said about when a character actually feels human and you can see their flaws or their potential to be a murderer. I mean, Harry definitely has flaws.
Yeah. Well, this was really fun getting to talk to you. Thank you so much for having me. And I'm so excited for season 5.
Thank you.
Can't wait to see, and just congratulations.
Me too. Season 5, season... I'm not jinxing it. Yeah. I'm not jinxing it.
Oh, knock on wood.
5 is great.
I'm so excited. Congratulations again. Thank you so much.